Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, it is I, Jolting Joe, coming to you from my back porch. Today is Tuesday, December the 27th. Hope everybody had a good Christmas, and for my Jewish friends, a good Hanukkah. No, I did. We were smoked some cigars, drank some beer, drank some whiskey, grilled out in front of the bar like we always do, and had a good time. And just to let you know, I did not watch a single sporting event on Christmas Day. Didn't watch basketball, didn't watch football, nada. Well, we'll get into that in just a second. First of all, what are you drinking? What are you smoking? Today, this is just a House Blend Barber. House Blend Barber Pole. And from Don Oscar, one of my freebie cigars I've gotten from the golf course. So probably smoking a lot of these here lately because once again they were free and I just keep getting them. So hey, best kind of anything is free anything. And then this is the last of last year's Bourbon County. This is the Brand 14 stout aged in rye whiskey barrels with cassia bark, cacao nibs, uh, vanilla, and coconut water. All right, so there you go on that. All right, so once again, this is last year's, and I've got one more. You can see the 2021 there, or yeah, right there in the middle there. And I got one, and this is my last one, and then I've got four from this year. So we'll start breaking into those. After the new year, but let's here we go. There she goes. Look at that. All right, who is? Oh, nope, not answering that. All right, cheers, everybody. I've got to block that number. Ooh. Holy fuck, that's good. Woo! Man, you can really taste that rye whiskey and those cacao nibs. Holy shit balls, Batman. That is some good shit. Holy Christ on a crutch, that is good. Unbelievable. Ooh, where was I? Man, okay, just real quick before we get into sports. Basically, if you were in the South and everybody that was basically east of the Mississippi River got hit with that big cold Arctic blast that came down, and also too, damn phone, chill out. Which play for some cold football games, which we'll get into. But we did okay here. It wasn't as cold as the big one last year in 2021, and so we only had one pipe freeze in our bathroom. It's just our toilet and our shower, and I have no idea where that pipe goes. So it's got to be in the wall, and there must just not have any insulation. It might be on the exterior wall, and there might just not be a lot of insulation there. Because for us, the pipe was okay. So that was fine. But we used the guest shower. We were fine. Kitchen sink worked. Downstairs toilet worked. Other guest bathroom toilet worked. So we were okay. It was just fucking cold. Down here we were we got down to the teens here. About 17, 18 degrees was the low, and then we kind of were in the 20s during the day. It was pretty cold for a couple of days, but like I said, a lot of places got a hell of a lot worse than we did. So, hopefully everybody came out okay, and all that kind of stuff. I know there's a lot of people up in Buffalo. It's been kind of crazy with people dying and shit. So anyway. But non-sports related stuff there as far as that goes. So everybody's doing good as far as that goes. Uh, mm, the big hot stove topic, and this was breaking news last week during the show. So Correa signed a 13-year, $350 million contract with the Giants, and they gave him a physical, and they were worried about his leg, that he had broke when he was in the minor leagues, and had been surgically repaired. I want to say it was his ankle, I think, somewhere in that lower leg area. Okay. So so that was the breaking news. Now, what happened was after after I got done, what happened was is basically San Francisco got cold feet. They're giving him 13 years. All right. So basically, they thought this lower leg injury would prohibit him. Now, it hasn't bothered him. Now, all right, us Houston fans, we know that the big problem that Correa has is his back. That's always been the big issue because he's had lower back issues before, and we always thought that that was going to be the big thing was the back. Well, this is an old injury, but apparently, I guess the way they were looking at it is, as he gets older, they think it might degenerate or get worse or whatever. So they were kind of, did we win a signing for 13 million? So they told the agent Scott Boras, I told Correa, well, we need the whatever. So Boras pops on the phone. He calls up Scott Cohen there at the New York Mets, who's fucking trillionaire, or well, at least billionaire at the most. Nobody's a trillionaire just yet, I don't think. But anyway, Beavis might be close, Musk might be close. But anyway, uh, he's a multi-billionaire. He's the richest owner in all of sports, I believe. I know he's the richest major league owner by far. And of course, the Mets have been spending like crazy. So Boras calls up, you know, Cohen. Cohen's like, yeah, we're still interested because they'd wanted to sign Correa anyway. So 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 Boras basically told San Fran, well, get back to us, but we're going to put it on the clock though because we got a possibility to sign elsewhere. So from what Boras said, the Giants did not talk to them. That was the last they heard for 12 hours. So Boras was like, well, if you're not going to call us back, we're going to sign with the Mets. So he signed basically the same contract for 1 year less, and $26 million less, because it was basically 1 year. It was the same contract, essentially. The AVV or AAV annual adjusted value. That's it, or adjusted annual value AAV. There we go. The AAV was the same on the contract. It was like 26.7 million a year. Okay, which was the same with the Giants we were going to give him. That was the AAV for the Giants and the Mets contract was the same. The only difference is that the Mets gave him 12 years instead of 13 years, and then it was 26 million less than 350. And so they gave him like 326 or whatever the fuck it was. So they gave Correa a physical, and the plan was Correa was going to play third. Lindor was going to stay at short, and now the Mets have questions about this old injury. So we'll see what happens. I think they're still going to sign him. I think. I don't know if he's going to get less money or less time, less years. But we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens with old Carlos Correa. Let's see. Rodon went to the Yankees. I think I mentioned that. That's been pretty much that's been the big hot stove topic. Has been the whole saga with Carlos Correa and his lower leg. So, but there you go. So, and we talked about this before too. The thing about it is I know these players want stability, and that's why they want these long deals. Because if you're Carlos Correa and you sign a 12-year $13 million 12-year 13-year $350 contract, all that money is guaranteed. So you're gonna end up making 350 $1 million, and a lot of players want that security, which I completely understand, but once again, the AAV is like 26 mil a year, which is fine for Carlos Correa. I mean, I probably wouldn't pay much more than that to Correa, but he's probably around. I mean, he's definitely worth 25 mil a year. I mean, for sure for what he does, and but for me, I think, and once again, this is going to hurt, but I think I'd rather sign like a 3 year to a 5 year deal for a lot of money and get that a lot of money, and then if I'm still good, and I think that's kind of the thing, and it does make sense, but I think that's why these players do that because they know that they're going to be declining. I mean, look at Miguel Cabrera. Miguel Cabrera is playing for the Tigers. He's still making a shit ton of money because he signed that long contract. But you know, Miguel Cabrera, when he signed it, probably knew he was not going to be very good towards the end of or lesser and not get as much money. Now, on the flip side, you got Justin fucking Verlander, who's making more money as a 40-year-old than he did as a 35-year-old. So that's kind of where I've always come into it because I think you could probably because if you come into baseball or something, you're in your 20s, really you're fine, I think, until you hit the, a little over 30, and then I think you could probably still get two big contracts because the thing about it is these salaries keep going up and they keep going up and they keep going up, and so in the long run, if you're, Bryce Harper and how long ago did he sign that 13-year deal with the Phillies for, and making that money, you know, would Bryce Harper have made more money, by getting another contract? Because like I said, it's going up, and like I said, I mean, and maybe Joseph Verlander's the exception rather than the rule, but I mean, because but Schwarzer got more money, with a big contract, and then he's what 37, 38, and he got that huge deal from the Mets, and so sometimes I think it would behoove you just to kind of only sign like, a max like 5-year deal, and make like, because while you're in your prime, they're going to give you like 30, $35 million a year, to play bait to play. And then if you're still good enough, you still might get another big contract. You might be able to get another big deal. And if you can get two big deals in your, in for 5 years apiece, that's 10 years. And that's what a lot of these guys want are like, 12, 13-year deals. It's like, but if you can get two big deals at 5 years apiece, that's 10 years right there, and you might end up making more money in the long run. I don't know. It's kind of it's a little bit of a gamble. It's a little bit of a roll of the dice. Are you going to stay healthy? Are you? So that's why I understand they want the security. Because if Carlos Correa's bat goes out, he's still going to get paid his entire contract. So whereas Verlander's getting $40 million, but he's only getting it, this year and next year, because it's only a 2-year deal, and so he's only going to get it for, he's going to get paid $80 million, but it's going to be $80 million over 2 years, and then but like I said, he's kind of a freak of nature anyway, but like I said, what if you're somebody like George Springer who's kind of hurt a lot, and God bless him because he's diving into walls and shit. But as far as that goes, so yeah, it is a little bit of a gamble. But if you got a good track record of staying healthy and stuff, I don't know. I think I'd hold out and go for and not do the long term and just do like a 5-year deal and get the most money. I think is what I would do. But that's just me. So I don't know, but I understand the security of having the long term because like I said, Correa's gonna get 300 million no matter what. And once he signs, no matter what happens, if he, you know, God forbid, but if he got into an accident or something, it was like I ended up being a paraplegic or some shit, he's still gonna get his whole $300 million. Uh, you know, or if he just ends up with a, baseball related injury and blows a knee out or something, he's still going to get his $300 million. And then if he comes back and he sucks, he's still going to get his $300 million. So I get it. I get it. All right. Oh, and I'm going to flip that around. But anyway, all right. That was just kind of a little off the cuff kind of. Ooh, excuse me, a little off the cuff just kind of thing there. But anyway, all right. Let's get into some college football bowl games. All these bowl games with like 12,000 people at them. We talked about that last week, but just bowl games is fucking stupid. To have all these bowls, and I mean, I don't know what it is, but all these. Now, granted, Friday was cold as balls everywhere, and so was Saturday. But at the same time, it's like, you know what? Like, I mean, really, is it worth having a bowl if only 12,000 people are going to show up? Do you really want to go to a bowl game and play in front of 12,000 people? Like, I don't know. I don't get it. Whatever. Okay. Just me. All right. Let's do this. All right. Here we go. Let me get the Let me get the Espen here. Oh, I did also make the Super Bowl in my fantasy league, the championship game. Big shout out to Pigskin Condoms. It's my fantasy team. So we are in the championship, baby. All right, so we got any. Oh yeah, J.J. Watt announced today this is going to be his final season, and JJ's been beat to hell the last couple of years. And I don't even know how long JJ's been in the league. Let me see if this says. I mean, hell, he came in with the Texans. Of course, he's got a daughter now, and he's married and everything. Uh, let's see. Yeah, he's drafted. He's played since 2012, so he's 10 years. But he's had a lot of injuries and stuff, and yeah, he's had heart fibrillation and stuff, and all that kind of stuff. I mean, he's a Hall of Famer for sure, but like I said, he's just been kind of, he's just kind of a shell of his former self, to be completely honest with you. So as far as that goes, and then the Broncos, of course, fired their coach Hackett yesterday as well, with 2 games left to play in the season, or 3 games. It should be 2. Yeah, should be 2 games left to play. So they fired him after they got blown the fuck out by the Baker Mayfield and the Rams. Holy shit. Let's see. Okay. Yeah, looks good. I'll just go to the Christmas Day for the NBA real quick, because I know we don't talk a lot of basketball, but Christmas Day games. The Knicks and 76ers started off. Sixers won that one 119 to 112. The Mavericks took care of the Lakers 124 to 115. The Celtics beat the Bucks 139 to 118. Warriors over the Grizzlies 123 to 109. And then the Nuggets squeaked one out in overtime over the Suns 128-125. So those are your Christmas Day games. And the NBA is, of course, big on Christmas. But, of course, with Christmas being on a Sunday, obviously the NFL decided to play most of their games on Christmas Eve, 3 games on Christmas, and then we had the Monday night game last night. And to be honest with you, I didn't get to watch as much. I didn't see any of the Jags-Jets game. I just heard that Zach Wilson sucked big donkey dick. Me, I think he was thinking about his mom's Christmas party, pick up some of them Cougar mamas. But apparently he's not very good, and then so the Jags ended up winning that. The Jags are on a roll now. We'll get in the Texans and Titans here in a minute. The Titans are in a free fall. Tannehill didn't play this week, and right now the Jags might end up winning this damn division. The AFC South's bad. It's not as bad as the NFC South, but the 2 Souths are fucking horrible, man. Both of them. It's bad. Real bad. There was only 2 late games. Unfortunately, one of my team, I'm still wearing their hat. I don't know why. I knew we were gonna lose to the Niners. It was an ass whipping. It was 37-20. Tyler Heineke played like absolute dog shit. Offense couldn't get any fucking thing going. I mean, a couple of good balls, man. Fucking Dotson was like fucking everywhere, man. If you had Dotson in fantasy, you did pretty fucking good. I don't know how many points he got, but it had to be a lot. He was fucking catching everything. And then the defense wasn't really that great either, and they put Carson Wentz back in. Wentz led him on a touchdown drive, but we'll see who the quarterback's going to be, because Heineke did not look good against the Giants. The offense didn't look good against the Giants. The offense didn't. Now, granted, 49ers have the best defense in fucking football right now, but they didn't look all that great. So we'll see who starts at quarterback against the Browns on New Year's Day. So we'll see how that goes. Bears took care of the Bills. Took care of the Bears 35-13. Bills actually covered in that one. I thought about betting the Bears, did not. I actually money lined the Commanders. I thought, yeah, this is a game I don't expect them to win. Maybe they pull it out. Nah, they didn't. It's just a waste of money. It's a good value bet though. I did hit my Texans bet though. On the -4.5 for win total, because the most they can win is 4. So I'm good either way. They can win out and I'll be fine. Let's see who else. Saints beat the Browns 17-10. That one was cold up there in Cleveland. How Chicago was cold too. Ran the ball life. He had the under in that one. Good for you. 27 points were in that one. That was a good one for the under. Chiefs over the Seahawks 24-10, and that was a cold fucking game too. Seahawks are kind of in free fall right now. Vikings beat the Giants. I did catch the end of that game. Giants actually came back, tied it up. Saquon Barkley got into the end zone. They went for two, got it, tied it up at 24. Vikings get the ball back, and I don't know who the Viking kicker is. Hit a 61-yarder to win it in regulation. Vikings win 27-24. Bengals took care of the Patriots 22-18. Bengals were up by a lot in that game. Let the Patriots back into it. Bengals end up winning 22-18. Panthers took care of the Lions 37-23. Lions just don't play well on the road, so they end up losing that one. Ravens beat the Falcons 17-9, and then the Texans did beat the Titans. Now that game was actually postponed due to rolling blackouts in Nashville. I think they also had some pipe issues there at the stadium. So that one didn't get going until about like an hour later. I believe it was about 1 o'clock or so before they ended up kicking off Central Time. Before they ended up kicking off, but the Texans are actually able to keep Derrick Henry mostly in check. He like broke off a big 50-something yarder there that first drive, and then after that they kind of kept him in check. Texans end up winning that game 19-14. Like I said, Titans are in free fall right now. Tannehill was out of that one. No Jalen Hurts for the Eagles. Then a lot of defense in the Eagle-Cowboy game. Cowboys end up winning that one 40-34. Gardner Minshew with a late fumble. But that was a back-and-forth game. It was hella entertaining. I hate both teams. But I don't like either team. I was kind of rooting for the Meteor in that one. But actually, I hate the Cowboys more. So Cowboys lose. It's always fine. And then Steelers beat the Raiders 13-10. I had Devontae Adams in fantasy, mate. Now, granted, I still won my semifinal. I had Devontae Adams in fantasy. He got me 2 points, like 2.3. I'm like, Derek Carr, how the fuck do you not find Devontae Adams? Throw the ball to Devontae Adams. It was kind of like Taylor Heineke with fucking Terry McLaurin. Why do you keep throwing the ball to McLaurin? He's our best receiver. Hey, Derek Carr, Devontae Adams is your best receiver. Throw him the damn ball. I'm going to go Chris Carter on you. Throw him the damn ball. All right. And Steelers won that one. And then the Christmas Day games, I did not see any of them. I just know I did hear about Tua, though. He had 3 picks on 3 consecutive drives. He's also now in concussion protocol again. Don't know if he's going to play Sunday or not. Packers end up winning that one 26-20 to stay alive in the playoff chase. The Rams just dismantled the Broncos. I saw that score and was like, what the fuck? 51-14. And like, I'd been drinking Christmas. I looked at my phone like, damn. And then Hackett got fired the next day. And then the Bucks beat the Cardinals in overtime 19-16. Buccaneers still look like hot garbage. And then the Chargers last night beat the Colts 20-3. And as far as that one goes, so those were your results. What pissed me off as a Commanders fan too, man, is Lions lost, Seahawks lost, Giants lost, and the Commanders lost. It's almost like nobody wants to clinch a playoff spot at this point in the NFC. So let's go to Week 17. We've got Thursday night game, Cowboys at Titans. Now, Cowboys are favored by 10. They're coming off a big win from the Eagles. The Titans are beat to shit. This is a Thursday night game. The Cowboys are going to Nashville. This is one of those games where you think the Cowboys are going to beat the shit out of Titans, but this is a time, and Cowboy fans know this, where the Cowboys are going to let you down. So 10's big. I mean, the Cowboys could easily win this game by 21, but they could also very easily fuck this thing up and win by a field goal. So that's the Thursday night game. Then on New Year's Day, which happens to be a Sunday, Browns at my Commanders. Boy, howdy. Washington, though, are 2-point favorites. Jesus Christ. Anyway, we'll see who starts a quarterback. Cardinals and Falcons, nobody cares about that. No, that has no playoff inclination. Just to let you know, Falcons are 4-point favorites, and if you had betting on it, you shouldn't have any fantasy on that one either. Both teams are kind of fucked right now. There are no playoff implications there. Bears at Lions. Lions have been playing really good at home. They're 6-point favorites. I need the Bears to win. Go Bears. Um, Broncos at Chiefs. Chiefs are 13-point favorites. Uh, Problem with the Chiefs, they should win that game by 13 easily. But the thing about the Chiefs is they kind of get off these slow starts. What they did against the Texans, for crying out loud. And they don't take. So we'll see what happens in that one. Dolphins at Patriots. Dolphins need this one for playoff. This one has playoff implications in that New England, though, 2.5-point favorites. Dolphins in New England. Tua may not play. I don't know if there's anything, but right now because Dolphins, I think, were favored. Now it's flipped. Patriots are 2.5-point favorites, and if they're playing in New England and there's no Tua, I'd take the Patriots in the 2.5. Giants and Colts at the Giants. Giants 5-point favorites in that one. Giants, if they win, they will clinch a playoff spot. Saints at Eagles. Eagles win, they will clinch home field advantage throughout the playoffs. They're favored by 7. I mean, they should obviously beat the Saints, especially coming off of even if the Garner plays, they should be able to handle the Saints just fine. Panthers at Bucks. Bucks are 3-point favorites. Hell, I take the fucking Panthers on the money line just for giggles, man. Fucking Bucks suck. Jags at Texans. Jags looking to beat the Texans. Now the Texans, that was their one victory before they beat the Titans yesterday, was against Jacksonville. But Jags are looking really good right now. They're 4-point favorites. Niners, Raiders. That one really doesn't have much going on. I don't think the Niners can improve their playoff position. They might. I don't know how far back they are. The Cowboys. What's the Cowboy record? Cowboys, no, 11-4. So yes, they are playing for the number 2 seed in that one. San Fran's -6 in that one. Raiders suck dick. I'm gonna take the Niners in 6 in that one. Then you got Jets at Seahawks. Jets are 2.5-point favorites in that game. What? Okay. Anyway, hopefully the Seahawks lose though. Vikings and Packers. Yeah, once again, if the Eagles win, they clinch home field. But the thing about this is the Vikings still are playing for that 2 seed because the Niners and Cowboys are both just a game back of the Vikings. So things could get kind of interesting for that 2, 3, and 4 seed for the division winners there. And then Rams, Chargers looking to get into the playoffs. Chargers are 6.5-point favorites against the Rams. Although Baker Mayfield's been playing pretty good football. We'll see how that goes. Chargers kind of will fuck it up occasionally. And then the Sunday night game, Steelers at Ravens on Sunday night. Ravens looking to get into the playoffs. They should be okay. And then Bengals and Bills at Bengals on Monday night on January the 2nd. Bills are 1-point favorites in that game. All right, let's see what we got here. Let's go to the standings. All right, and then we'll kind of run through this real quick, and then I'll probably let y'all go. All right, so here's now let me just go to the playoff format here. And so right now, the Bills have the number 1 seed because they have the tiebreaker against KC because the Bills beat KC head-to-head. But both the Bills and KC are 12-11. So both the Bills and the Chiefs are playing for that number 1 seed. The Bengals, they are 11-4, so they're only a game out. And once again, the Bills and Bengals are playing this Sunday, so that should be a really, really good matchup as far as that goes. Joe Burrow, Josh Allen, that'll be a fun, entertaining Monday night game as far as that one goes. Jags right now would have the 4th wild card spot. They are 7-8. Baltimore has got the 5th spot. They are 10-5. They have clinched a playoff. They have clinched a division. Let's see. Buffalo. Let's see. Oh, what's the Z? Yeah, clinched the division. Okay. So Buffalo's clinched the division. KC's clinched the division. Baltimore has. Let's see. Baltimore has clinched a playoff spot. Is that the X? Yes. And the Chargers have clinched a wild card. All right, so Jacksonville, right now, is the 4th seed, and they're leading the AFC South at 7-8. Boy, howdy. Boy, howdy. And right now, Miami's in that last playoff spot. Or Chargers have clinched the spot. They're 9-6. Miami is 8-7. Holding on that last spot. Patriots, Jets, Titans, Steelers, all just a game in the back, all 7-8. So and everybody else has been eliminated. Cleveland, Indy, Denver, Texans, all been eliminated. In the NFC, once again, Philly can clinch home field advantage with a win on Sunday. They have clinched a playoff spot. They will clinch the division, and they will clinch home field advantage if they win on Sunday. Minnesota has clinched the AFC North. They are 12-3, just a game back of Philly. San Francisco has clinched the West. They are 11-4. So only a game separates them and Minnesota. Tampa, of course, leading this shredded NFC South 7-8. How the fuck are they going to get a home game? Dallas right now would be the 5 seed at 11-4. Giants will clinch if they win on Sunday. They 8-6-1, and right now my commies are hanging on at 7-1 for that seventh and final wild card spot. But right behind them are Seattle, Detroit, Green Bay. All three teams are 7-8. So really, Washington really needs to win these last two games to clinch. So we'll see what the fuck's going on with that. Well, those fucking assholes. As far as that goes, but they're still in there. Carolina and New Orleans are still mathematically alive, and then the Rams, Falcons, Cardinals, and Bears have all been eliminated. So there you go. All right, well, where I'm going to LA, so I will not be back until about January the 4th. Probably won't do the show again until January the 5th. Have a happy new year, everybody. Enjoy all the bowl games, all the college bowl games. Enjoy NFL football, the NBA, the NHL, all that fun stuff. We'll see you in 2023. Find me on Twitter at JJSportsShow63. It's at JJSportsShow63. Happy New Year, everybody. We'll see you next year in 2023. Cheers, everybody. Have a good one.